What is going on, guys? Today we are talking about all the things that I hate about my 2025 F-150. Now let me start with, I love this truck. I love most everything about this truck, but there are a few things that have been bugging me that I wanted to point out. First thing we're going to start with is talk about the drive modes. There is no way to customize the drive modes. So for instance, when I put this vehicle into sport mode, it automatically shifts it into for auto. Which, if you're out street racing and we're going to blow the back tires off, maybe you'd want that. Normally, I just put it in sport mode. You just want some spirited driving. You don't want the thing to be in four-wheel drive. So every time I put it in sport mode, I also have to come back down here and put it back into two-wheel drive. Really wish there was a way that you could customize those drive settings to exactly what you wanted. Number 2 on my list. As you can see, this has a heads-up display, which is awesome. I really like that. The problem is when it comes to adjusting it. It does have some adjustments that we can come in here in the settings and change. The problem is every time you shut the truck off, those reset. So for instance, depending on how tall you are, you can see at different points that drops out. Now, I'm pretty tall, I'm 6'2", so I like to set this thing all the way down so it's not in my line of vision where I'm looking on the road, and it works out perfect. But once again, as soon as we turn the truck off and start it back up, that will just completely reset. So it's very annoying that you have to do that every single time, or you just learn to live with it. Number 3 on our list is going to be the cruise control. So this has Blue Cruise, which was cool. I'm through the trial period, so I'm not going to pay $50 a month for it. But with that, this thing has, and you can't see these normally, but on camera you can. There's basically 2 cameras that make sure you're looking ahead at the road. So Blue Cruise, that kind of makes sense. It's hands-free. You don't want someone falling asleep in here. But the problem is those also are on all the time, even when you just set your regular cruise control. So you have lane keep assist with cruise control. You're driving along. If you are drinking a coffee, I've had it happen. When you're bringing that up to your mouth, it covers your face. The thing will cancel your cruise control if it thinks you're not looking at the road. So if you're looking away, if you're talking, if you're drinking a cup of coffee, things like that, cruise control will shut off on you. It comes up with a warning and tells you to keep eyes on road. I do have my eyes on the road. There might just be a coffee cup in the way of the camera actually seeing my eyes. So another very annoying thing about this 25 F-150. Okay, when we come back here to the back of the truck, this has the Pro Access tailgate, which I've actually really learned to like. Something I never would have thought of that I've needed. Now that I have it, I'm attached to it. But I came in and I put a tonneau cover on it. So this is the Pace Edwards Jackrabbit. Really nice. It is metal, but it slides and rolls up, has a vinyl cover on the top. Big fan of that. The problem I've run into is with the Pro Access tailgate, you have the 2 seams. So where it hinges and where it opens. That is a place water gets in. Ford didn't really seal that up at all. So I've actually come back and put foam along the tops and bottoms of both sides. And that has helped, but it still is not waterproof back here. So if I have anything back here that I don't want to get wet, I have to slide it all the way to the front of the bed. That just seems like something that got overlooked. Next on the list, inner fender liners. They do not come with inner fender liners from the factory. You'd think for the price you have to pay for these trucks that you would get one. You do not. So I've actually put some in on this truck. You can buy them. Super simple to install. Why they don't put them in there from the factory, I have no idea, but that cleans it up so much. Because before you would see, this would all be white underneath here. Put that fender liner in there. Not only protects it, but it looks way better. I did a video on that. I will throw it down in the description below if you're interested in that. Another thing that I've noticed since owning this truck is the windshield cowling up here. So most of this is fine, but you can see where this material changes. This part here, that is that shinier, there's one on each side. Not sure what it is, but that gets discolored really fast. I mean, this truck is it's got 6,000 miles on it, and I've had to come back with either like a back to black or a Chemical Guys plastic cleaner to keep this from discoloring. It will start to just turn white for whatever reason. I have not figured it out. Best thing I have found so far is the Chemical Guys Natural Shine. Does a really good job at bringing that back and protecting it. But I don't know why that little edge is a different material and why I have to continuously do this to keep it looking good. And the final thing that I want to talk about, unfortunately, is the fit and finish of everything on this truck. Once again, you would think for the prices they charge for these things that you'd get a little higher quality on how things fit together. I'll show you a couple of the examples that I'm talking about. An example of that is, look at this trim around the headlights. And they're just playing that. You can just hear it even. You can see here this plastic piece that they put on the back of the cab. The gaps doesn't quite line up like I think it should. And then even back here, and you can see between that light and the fender, you can see that little tab. Whereas if you come around to this side, you cannot. It just fits so much better on passenger side than it does on the driver's side. That's pretty disappointing. Once again, I really do like this truck. Have no plans to get rid of it anytime soon, but if anyone's out there looking at a new F-150, just keep these things in mind. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys next time.